Hello everyone, my name is Ajinka and from today we are going to start a new series on this channel. So series will be on how to use Android Studio for your Android development, or we can say Android development, Android native development. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the installation process as it's already available on YouTube, so you can watch any video and refer it. Then when we start our Android Studio, firstly, after successful installation you will see something like this. So these are some of my old projects, so that's why it's showing here. Yeah, there will be no projects in your system. So there are few options like create new project, open an existing project, get from version control. This is from importing the project or importing the code from the GitHub or any different types of version controls. Then profile or debug apks, this is for debugging apks. Import projects, that is Gradle, Eclipse, old Android extensions, or you can import sample codes also. So let's start with creating new projects. So basically in this first video we are going to talk about some basics of Android Studio and some of the requirements that we need to complete. Okay, so here firstly you can see there are different types of devices like phone and tablet, Wear OS, Android TV, automotive, etc. So we are going with phone and tablet, then select empty activity, then click on next. So now it will ask you application name, so type here my first application. You can give any name. I'm writing it as my first application. So it will be now here you will see your package name. You can change that is, but it must be com dot and then your package name. Like my package name is com dot dreamtrace dot my application, and then you have here the location or path where your project will be saved, and then you have to choose the language, Java or Kotlin. Our series will be in Java, so click on Java, and it will say minimum SDK. By default it will take minimum SDK as the new updates of Android Studio. So currently minimum SDK is 23, that is Android 6 Marshmallow. Okay, so it says that your app will run on approximately 94.1%. Anything, no worry about it. So let's click on finish. It will take some time to sync your files. You can see your process here, also here. Wait for the process to complete, that is Gradle build needs to be completed. You don't have to do anything until it. After successful completion, it will show some different types of directory structure. As we are going to see the basics, so I am explaining it as well. It will take some time. It might be different time depending on your internet speed or your hardware specification. So wait. Okay, now we can see our Gradle syncing is completed. So here you can see different types of directories. So firstly by default it will says Android, so okay, nothing to do with it. Before going to anything about basics, I'm going to show you something. You need to go here, click on this package, like these settings for a new project. Here you can see Android SDK. You need to install SDK of your Android version that you are going to run on which device. It depends on that. If your device having Android 9.0, then you have to download it. That is, simply click on here and click apply, and then it will start installing the SDK. It is required if you are using an external device to run your application, and it depends on you which your Android OS is. Then you have to install according to it. And if you want to use the emulator, if your hardware configuration is very good, so you can go with emulator, or your RAM is higher than 8 GB, you can go with emulator. I would prefer if your RAM is 16 GB, then only go with emulator. So click on here, then here create a new virtual device, click on it, then select a device you want. I'm just selecting anything. then click on next, then select the API level or the simply Android OS. So by default currently it is selected R, so click on next, and when you click on finish it will create a new AVD, that is Android virtual device. I already have one virtual device, so I need not to go with it. In the next or in the second video, when we go some basic steps, then we are going to try and run our application. So then I will told you I will talk about this virtual device. Rather than you have not to do anything. If you want to change the theme, you can go into appearance and then select the dark color for dark theme and light for the light theme. Okay, here are some settings you can check and change if you need. Okay, otherwise no need. Then let's see the directory structure. Okay, so here firstly, in the app folder there is first file, that is manifest. There is first folder called manifest, or there is only one file, that is android manifest.xml. When we open this file, we can see our application configuration data, that is our launcher icon and app name, etc. And here we can also see activity, that is by default created. Activity main is by default created, and it is our launcher activity. If the activity has these two statements, then it is called as launcher activity. Launcher activity is nothing but the first activity when you run your app, or when you open your app, the first activity will be opened is nothing but launcher activity. Okay, also we can add different permissions, that is internet permission or camera permission in the same manifest file, so that's why manifest is used. Then there is next folder, that is Java folder. As we can see, when we are creating project, we ask about the package name, so here we can see our package name. Then click on the first folder, that is com.dreamtrace.my first application. Inside that there is a name, or there is a Java class, that is main activity. Here you can see main activity, it is the backend of first activity. So in Android there are two different files, one is XML and one is Java file. In the XML file, all the GUI, or we can say all the graphical user interface, it is we can design on that. And in the Java file we can do the backend, or we can do on click events or something like that. Anything you want to do, that is inside in Java. And for different types of GUI we use XML files. Okay, so this is, and these two are automatically created, so we are not going for it, just leave it as it is. Then in the resource folder there are four different folders or directories. That is, first one is drawable, second is layout, third one is map, and fourth one is values. So inside drawable we can see there are two by default created file, and these are nothing but our icons, or we can say these are our backgrounds of our application icon. So these two files automatically created. If you change, or if there is a need of any PNG or any media, like audio resource, video resource, image resource, then we have to place it inside the drawable folder. So that's why drawable is used for the media purpose. Then the next one is layout file. So here all the types of GUI files that we create in the project, that are placed here, and you need to insert, or you need to create layout files inside the layout directory. Like here by default it is created the main layout file, like for the main activity, or we can say launcher activities GUI. We can design here. As you can see, different types of palettes are here, different types of buttons, image view, like so. We are going to talk about this in next video, so leave it. Then the third one is map. So here the actual icon, depending on the size or depending on the resolution of your phone, we can set different types of icons. So here are the different types of icons. This is the simple icon, and these are for rounded icons. As you know, there are in some system icons are rounded, and in some system there are in square. So that's why these different two folders acquired. So this is for, in simple words, drawable is for media resource, layout is for GUI resource or layout files, bitmap is for logo and different types of pixelized logos. And in values folder there are three different files, or we can say three different files, that is themes, strings and colors. So basically colors is nothing but it shows the color scheme of your app. You can change the color code by here to change the application theme colors. Like these are some predefined colors you can change, or you can add new colors as if you want. Otherwise you can use the same. So then there is a file called string.xml where you can store your string resources. Like here, the first string, that is only my first application is stored, which is used by manifest file. Here you can see @string app name. So that's why string file is used. You can define different types of string and use it whenever you want. In Android, we use one string or one text multiple times. That's why this kind of resource file or this kind of value file we use. Okay, then there is two different files under the theme, that is theme.xml and themes.xml night. This is for light theme and dark theme type of concept. So you can change the colors, as you can see here already: color primary variant, color on primary, etc. So by default I am going to leave it as it is. You can also leave it as it is. So if you want to change, you can change. Okay, the next structure is Gradle scripts. So here there is not need to check all files. Only two files are needed, that is build.gradle project and build.gradle module. These two are main files where we can add our external libraries, or we can implement external GitHub links so that we can use that resources. So in the build.gradle file, it shows some of the repositories we are using, that is Google and JCenter. It is by default, so no need to do anything. And in battle.gradle file, sorry, build.gradle application, or you can say module, you can see here by default ID of your application is com.android.application. Then compile SDK version. It will take automatically the latest Android version. Then here you can see minimum SDK version. The devices before API level 23 cannot run, or this app cannot run on versions that is 22, 21 or less than that. So that's why. So here version code and version name, this is needed for when you publish your app on Play Store or any platform. So then we will talk about it. And here in dependency section we can add different types of implementation or different types of libraries. So there are some libraries for like, consider you need a use of card view, so there is different types of card views available. So you need to firstly implement those libraries, and then you have to, or then you will access to use the library. So that's why these two files are important, rather than going and so this is all the directory structure. I'm closing all the files as for now. Okay, so now if you see here, there is a file. In file you can create a new project from here or import project from here, and different types of, if you want to create a new activity or like say new screen, then you have to create it here. Then fragment, these are some of different types used in development. I will be talking about that later. Also image assets, vector assets, like so. Okay, you can also open the recent project or close the current project, etc, etc. Then the main step is this button. If you having an emulator, you will see this play button, and if you connected your device, then you will get this kind of like select your available device, or it will show available devices. So currently my available device displays here pixel, that is, you can see their name is pixel xl api 30. So if when I click on this button, run button, it will run, or alternatively we can press shift F10, so it will run our web. So nothing to display on our app, so we are not going to run in this video. We are going to create some new things in new video, then we will talk about this AVD, or I'm going to show you how you can run your app on your own mobile phone. So okay, so it's enough for this video. Hope you like the video. Please share, comment, subscribe, and if you have any doubt, then let me know in comments, or you can reach me on the Instagram also. And finally, thanks for watching.